shop or just
Someday you'll wear one. Yeah, with your face. We're gonna go in this building so we can meet Daddy to catch up. You're gonna go with Daddy? Yeah,
exactly, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll never get that ceremony. Unless we ever, end up working with somebody who's getting it, get the chance to go.
Yeah, it's fantastic. She's got me.
Thanks, everybody. And 60. Where's my 60? 59. 59. Okay. So actually get you to
Implissime consulari placetne tibi ut officium incipiat.
Plaquette.
I think you're good to go. Okay. Please remain standing for the prayer of invocation given by the Reverend Wilfred Langmaid, student advocate on the Fredericton campus.
Good morning, friends. This has been a long time coming for you folks, the culmination of so much work and a degree conferred already, and congratulations for that. But today we officially almost solemnize it as a university with the beauty of tradition. Before the sights and sounds that are going to be part of that tradition here at the university, I would ask for you to prepare to soak this beautiful moment all in. And as you do so, I'd ask you to work with me, please, in a brief guided meditation, which I would encourage you to follow within your own faith tradition. Very simple. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Thankful for this day. Thankful for parents, spouses and soulmates, children, grandparents, family, friends, classmates, professors, staff. Thankful for all who have brought you to this wonderful moment today. May this day be joyful. May our future be bright. Amen. So may it be.
Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to the University of Brunswick ceremony to honor our 2020 and 2021 graduates. We're so excited to be here and to celebrate this moment with you. I want to begin by respectfully acknowledging that UNB stands on the unsurrendered and unceded traditional Wolastoqey land. The lands of Wabanaki people are recognized in a series of peace and friendship treaties to establish an ongoing relationship of peace, friendship, and mutual respect between equal nations. The river that runs through our city is known as Wolastoq, along which live the Wolastoqey, the people of the beautiful and bountiful river. Wolastoq is also referred to as the St. John River. It's also my deep pleasure to begin this ceremony by introducing the Wolastoq Honor Song. UNB's first Bulawita Hausawan worked with several talented singers to prepare this version of the Wolastoq Honor Song to be shared at academic ceremonies, such as graduation. This is a very significant song, and I'd ask you to please stand while the song is played. Thank you.
Wolastoq b'malagwe, hajide b'amigo. Wolastoq onalagwe, supe gelmia. Niguas b'mipin, wazizichnil askamil. Ni
Te.
Thank you to Angie Equin, Judy Equin, Muskowski, Sarah Francis, Ramona Nicholas, Natalie Sapir, and Amanda Myron for that beautiful, beautiful song. I'm now pleased to call upon Elder Imelda Purley, UMB's previous elder in residence, to deliver a Wustakwe welcome.
I gift you your seat. You can sit. Kola si kopa, haskimit beltamotit gitak mi komoa, wala stugwig. Gamach nit kchitpit bemkiskak, knidminia amskwasewe ladwe wagen. Knimitunia psiogexkijinawe elsewa hodliak. Knimitunia ejikchit pag bemkiskak abjel kamaguya deepen. I give gratitude to be standing up here before you. Congratulations, graduates. It's been a long time. How deserving it is for your celebration today. That song that you just heard, I still get emotional because it's my honor song to my identity as a First Nations person, and especially as you are witnesses in this June, which is considered Indigenous History Month, to see our culture, to hear our language. We have a sacred bundle that's part of UNB's commitment to Indigenous right relationships. The basket symbolizes the basket of knowledge that each and every one of you are filling. You might think, I have my diploma, no more knowing. That's not true, because it's lifelong learning. And so your baskets continue to be filled with your life learning along with your academic work. There's also a wampum belt symbolic for the Wolastoqiyik. This is our treaty month. And that wampum belt symbolizes 2 rows, Indigenous row and a non-Indigenous row, that when we live in peace and friendship, we go side by side without disrupting each other's worldviews, each other's languages, each other's hopes for our future generations, together. That's the beauty of what we see here today with your parents. This is truly unity within diversity, because today we celebrate together. We don't ask, where do you come from? What do you believe in? What's your language? We don't ask that today, because that's the gift of your education. The moccasins symbolize earth walk, a good path, walking in beauty with all of creation. On my skirt, I have little tiny footprints to symbolize future generations and those generations before who didn't get to this point. So each of you are symbolized in what I wear today, because each of you are leaving those footprints behind, those ones your parents put into your baby book. And today they get to witness, your families get to witness where your earth walk is going to take you with the sacrifices you made. The peaked hat symbolize spirituality, being true to the spirit that you are, of where you come from, your belief system. And the symbol on there is actually petroglyphs. Petroglyphs were our cultural literacy. I raise my eagle fan as an honor to your patience, to your resilience, to your commitment to be here today and to continue on. As mentioned before, may this day always, always put a smile on your face, remind you that you were supported, you're loved, and of course, you're part of our UNB family. Wuliwan, Walalin, merci. Thank you.
Thank you, Elder Purley, for those wonderful words of insight and wisdom and for your ongoing relationship and leadership. We deeply appreciate it. My name is Paul Mesereau, and I'm UNB's President and Vice Chancellor. I'd like to take a moment to introduce the members of our platform party and ask you to please direct your attention to the screens on either side of this platform. The members of our platform party include UNB's Chancellor, Dr. Alison McCain, Elder Imelda Purley, the Chair of our Board of Governors, Robin Tingley. We have several distinguished guests, deans, faculty, and staff. I want to thank all of them for being part of this special day. It really is a wonderful opportunity to be here to celebrate your academic achievements together in person. You recognize that we didn't do this 2 years ago or a year ago as much as we wanted to do so in person. But we're better late than never, a chance to celebrate with you your achievements and a chance to walk across the stage. I'm now pleased to call upon UNB's Chancellor, Dr. Alison McCain, to deliver the welcome address. Dr. McCain?
Members of the Board of Governors, distinguished guests, and our raison d'etre, graduates of 2020 and 2021. Finally, welcome to this very special UNB Insignia. After 2 canceled Insignias, it's great to be celebrating in person. Alumni, today's a big day. It's an important day. It's the formal recognition of your years of study and is a significant personal achievement. You've acquired new knowledge, you've made new friends, you've gained confidence, and matured as a person. For many, it will prove to be a life-changing experience. You, and I would guess probably your family, have made a significant investment in your education. I can assure you that time will prove that that investment was a very good decision. Every year, UNB graduates nearly 2,000 students who will be the economic drivers and leaders of tomorrow. You will have plenty of opportunities to use the skills that you've learned here. You can use those in New Brunswick, in Canada, and indeed, I think many of you will be in places around the world. However, my personal hope is that many of you will remain in New Brunswick. You are the leaders that will make New Brunswick a great place to be and not just a great place to be from. Our expectations are high, and no doubt so are yours. Take my word for it. You've proven that you have the capability to meet our and your own expectations, to make the world just a little bit better. Graduates, enjoy the moment today. You've earned it. The future is yours to create. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor McCain, for your words of wisdom and your ongoing leadership and support of our university. I would now like to welcome and acknowledge Dr. Ryan Hamilton, who's going to provide the address to our graduates. A 3-time University of New Brunswick graduate, Dr. Hamilton is an associate professor in the Department of Psychology and also a mental performance coach for the NHL's Tampa Bay Lightning, who, as you may know, won back-to-back Stanley Cup championships in 2020, 2021. As an applied sports psychologist, he is focused on the application of psychology to sport and exercise performance. He's worked with sporting organizations around the continent, including Hockey Canada. In 2022, Dr. Hamilton traveled to Beijing to work with Canada's men's hockey team. In 2018 and 2020, he helped the national men's junior team win gold at the IIHF World Junior Ice Hockey Championship in Buffalo, New York, and also at Australia, Czech Republic, respectively. Unfortunately, I don't know if you're a hockey fan, but Ryan couldn't be here in person because he's with the Tampa Bay Lightning in their quest to win the Stanley Cup at the moment. But he sent along an inspirational message by video. So can I ask that the video be played and you direct your attention to the screen?
Well, hi everyone. I'm guessing I was probably introduced, but my name is Ryan Hamilton. I'm a proud 3-time graduate of the University of New Brunswick and a very proud alumni member of UNB as well. Let me just say I'm deeply humbled and deeply honored to have the chance to spend a few moments with you, as your graduation from UNB is acknowledged, as becoming a UNB alumni member is acknowledged, but also all of the hard work and risk-taking and perseverance and resilience it took to get to where you are is also acknowledged, because I think behind every diploma are a lot of stories of success and breakthrough, but also stories of failure and struggle, probably some fun stories on the margins as well, but it's just for somebody from small town New Brunswick to number one, have the chance to go to an incredible institution like UNB, then graduate a few times, and then to have the chance to speak at an event like this and spend a little bit of time with all of you. It's amazing. So thanks for your time and thanks for your attention as I try to impart whatever a bit of wisdom I can conjure up here. And it's not lost on me that the last couple of years, as you've finished up with these degrees, have been unlike anything you've probably anticipated experiencing or have experienced in your lives. And it's also not lost on me that maybe the last couple of years of life have involved a little bit too much screen, and having to look at me on a screen probably is the last thing that you want to do in commemoration of your degree. So I also appreciate that you're hanging in there for that as well. So why am I joining you on a screen? Why couldn't I be there with you? Well, as you likely know, I'm a mental performance coach with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we just so happened to make the Eastern Conference Final for the 3rd year in a row, pursuing a 3rd Stanley Cup in a row, and so I'm in New York City. It's the night before Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. We find ourselves in a wee bit of a hole right now, but hope to even the series up on Friday night. Shortly, I'll be at a team meeting where we start to get our mindset around just how we want to be and how we want to play. The idea that I have the chance to speak to you and the idea that I work for a professional hockey team, an NHL hockey team, is bewildering to me at times. I guess I get invited to speak at an event like this and share some time with you because of some of the successes that I've had in my career, but I don't see myself as a success or a breakthrough star or whatever, label people might want to attribute to themselves or attribute to me. I see myself as the kid from the small town who didn't have role models who went to university. I had role models of hard work. I had role models of humility. I had role models of family and being giving and making sacrifices. But I didn't have a role model for going to school, and I certainly didn't have role models for how to make it to the NHL, especially as a sports psychologist. But I want to tell you about a day. I got a phone call. It was back in 2014. I got a phone call from a 1-813 number. And it was somebody named Julian Brisebois appeared on my phone. So I take the call, and it's from Tampa, Florida. And I'm just a regular day for me. And I get this phone call and says, "Hello, is this Dr. Hamilton?" I said, "Yes, it is." "No, this is Julian Brisebois. I'm the assistant general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning." To which I went, "Okay." And he said, "I hear you do work in sports psychology consulting." I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "Well, myself, Steve Eiserman, and our head coach, John Cooper, would like to interview you for potentially doing some work with us. Would you be free in a couple of days' time?" This was on a Sunday. "We're free on Tuesday to do an interview with us." To which I said, "Absolutely." And he said, the only thing we want to know is what's the best way to do your job. That's it. And I said, okay. So I hung up the phone. My heart is pounding in my chest. I can't believe I have the chance to do this thing, to go and have this interview. And so I proceed to spend the next day writing down everything I know, everything I've ever thought about sports psychology and working in hockey and working with a professional team. I have note papers everywhere and Post-it notes and textbooks open, and I'm writing out my plan for how I would do these things and so on. So the interview was scheduled for 2 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Atlantic. And I'm in my office. I have a job as a prof at UNB at the time. It's very young in my career, just starting to get myself established. And the clock is ticking towards the time for the interview. And as it's getting closer, I can feel myself starting to sweat. I can feel my stomach going into knots. And I can feel the doubts of cognitive anxiety creeping in and the chatter starting. You can't do this. You're not smart enough. They'll see that you're a fraud. You're just an imposter. And as I think these thoughts, all the physical things get worse. I find myself in the washroom with a nervous tummy, and the moments are ticking down towards this call. And I convince myself that I'm just not going to pick up the phone. I'm not ready. It's not time. I can't do this. It's, you know, just blow it off or answer the phone and tell them that you'll be ready in a couple of years and don't lose my number. And there was all of this momentum within me to just bail out. And in the end, the phone rings once, the phone rings twice, and the phone rings a third time, and I say, screw it, and I pick it up and I answer, and I spend the next 45 minutes describing how I would do my job if I was to be hired by the Tampa Bay Lightning and what that would look like. And there were lots of difficult and probing questions. And in the end, a few weeks later, I get the call back to say, Ryan, we're hiring you. Not for the NHL team just yet. We're going to let you spend a year in the minors so we can figure you out and figure out our process and if you're a good fit for us. But, you know, welcome to the Tampa Bay Lightning family. I couldn't believe it. And I think back to those moments leading up to that phone call where I had everything I knew in front of me. And it felt like it wasn't enough. It felt thin. It felt inadequate. I had the thing that I wanted more than anything else was to get a job with an NHL team. And I had that opportunity in front of me. And then I also had this large uncertainty of whether or not it would work out. So I was all in with everything I had and faced with a ton of uncertainty. And it felt like the kind of place I didn't want to be. It felt like a scary place. It felt like the place you wanted to run away from. It felt thin. And it turns out, you know, as I study this more in my work, that experience I was having was one of vulnerability. I was afraid that I wasn't enough. I was afraid of what if I took the risk and it didn't work out. And when I think about my life, the things that have meant the most to me have all had that same feeling of vulnerability around them. When I proposed to my wife, it's exactly how I felt. I felt thin. I felt uncertain. I felt scared that it wouldn't work out. When I defended my PhD, I felt like an imposter. I felt like I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't as smart as other PhD students who had defended in front of me. I was going to be seen as some sort of fraud. And in all those cases, it worked out for the best, at least for me. And it turns out that that feeling of vulnerability isn't something that you want to hide from and run away from. It's not a sign that you're in the wrong place. It's more of a sign that you're in the right place. And I guess one of the things that I impart to you as you finish up your degree, as you head into your careers or continue to build on the career that you've already established, is that there are going to be some things that you want to achieve that are incredibly difficult to get to, incredibly high ceilings to reach, that are going to stretch you, that are going to take all of what you know, all of your skills, all of your knowledge, and there's still going to be a question about whether or not it's going to work out. And I'll ask you to lean into it. I'll ask you to move towards those opportunities, because I think that's where our potential lies, is at the end of our qualifications. That's where we're going to learn the next new thing. And it's not to say that every time I felt that feeling and leaned into it, it's worked out. No, I was told that I couldn't work at some universities. I couldn't even get an interview. I was told by some NHL teams that the stuff that I did was cute for kids, but will never work in the pros. And as much as I've had the chance to win gold medals with Hockey Canada, I've also been a part of the worst ever finish on home ice. It's not that feeling vulnerable and taking risks guarantees success. It just gives you a chance. And I think, the world probably now more than ever before needs people who are willing to make a difference, people who are willing to push the envelope of their skills and of their knowledge and to move society forward. I get to do it in the small, menial world of professional sport, but many of you will get to do it in the helping professions, in the engineering professions, in those professions that will make a real difference in people's lives. And so I encourage you to lean into the discomfort, to move towards vulnerability, to set big, hairy, audacious goals and invest your time and resources in them, because UNB needs you. The cities that you live in will need you. The people that you'll support and inspire and influence need you. And more than ever, the world needs you. The world needs UNB grads who are willing to take risks and apply their skills. And so I encourage you to do so. On behalf of me, on behalf of my kids who need a better world to live in, go get it, please. So thanks very much, everyone, for your time. Glad to have you as a part of the UNB alumni community, and wish you every success going forward. Cheers.
Well, what a great message from Dr. Hamilton, and want to thank him for his leadership, and he's a great ambassador for our university. I think his messages of self-doubt, imposter syndrome, anxiety about achieving things are really important messages as part of the human condition, but also the messages of embracing your opportunities and having self-belief. I think those are messages that will resonate with all of us, and in particular our alumni here that we're celebrating today. Now, alumni colleagues, while you've all been granted your degrees previously, we know it's now time to celebrate with the ceremony or tradition of crossing the stage. And on behalf of the university, may I extend our warmest congratulations to all of you on your achievements. We recognize that your path to get here today may have been a little bit more challenging than UNB alumni before you, given all that you encountered as you navigated the time of the last two plus years. You've demonstrated a great deal of perseverance, adaptability, and innovation than other UNB alumni before you, which makes the chance to celebrate and honor your achievements today very, very special. We know that your individual stories and experience may differ between each other, but however, you're all united by the fact that of what you accomplished, despite the obstacles that were in front of you as you navigated the completion of your degree. I believe I speak on behalf of all of us here on stage and in the stands when I tell you how very proud of you we all are with respect to in terms of how you persevered through a time of challenge for you at a personal and professional level, and for us as a university. So you still made it, you overcome those obstacles. I guess a benefit to the many obstacles of this pandemic that has presented is that the future is looking a little bit brighter than it did a couple of years ago. And you've probably learned skills and abilities over this time that will serve you well for a lifetime. And I think this is really important because we live in a challenging world. If you just look around what's happening in our country and other parts of the world, there's a lot of challenges that we see now, and there will be challenges again in the future. And I know that there will be challenges as you experience through your professional careers. But I think the skills that you've picked up and you're picking up through your experiences now and your education and the passion to make a difference in the world, these are skills that and attributes will make a difference in your future and will help shape solutions to the many problems that we see in our province, our country, and indeed around the world. So that's really, really exciting, and I think the future rests with you and your generation to make a difference, and that leaves me with enormous optimism. When you first came here as a student, you became a member of the UNB family, and today all of this family, administrators, teachers, educators, researchers, colleagues and friends, share with pride in you reaching this important milestone, and also the chance to celebrate you as a new alumni crossing the stage. We recognize that there's been a lot of sacrifices that you've all endured over the time at UNB, a lot of hard work, and we wish you much success and happiness into the future. And we hope that you always value your time here at UNB and that you remember us with fondness as your alma mater. And just this weekend, we're celebrating with other alumni, people who've graduated in the 1960s and 70s, and they still remember UNB with fondness, and I suspect you will as well. We'll now begin with the doctoral degrees. PhD graduates will be presented by the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Sasha Mullally.
The degree Doctor of Philosophy, PhD graduates will stand for the supplication. Ignissime preces amplissime cancellari supplicant senatui et huic venerabili collegio gubernatorum. Matthew Acalusi, October 2021, Faculty of Forestry and Environmental Management. Hossein Fani, May 2020, Faculty of Computer Science. Kyle Allen Rogers, May 2020, Faculty of Engineering, Chemical Engineering. Matthew Gwathme, October 2021, Faculty of Arts, English. Samane Madawifar, October 2021, Faculty of Computer Science. Neil Thompson, October 2021, Interdisciplinary Studies. Alumni ut declarantur admissi ad gradum philosophiae doctoris.
Placetne vobis senatores, placetne gubernatoris et ut supplicatoris declarantur admissi.
The recent Doctor of Philosophy graduates will come forward and stand before the dais for the admission. Ignissime preces amplissime cancellari tota universitas presento vobis hosce supplicatores ut declarantur admissi ad gradum philosophiae doctoris. Testorque illos quod omnia quae statuta nostra recruant aptos e idioneos esse.
Ego declaro vos admissios ad gradum philosophiae doctoris in Universitate Novi Brunswicki.
You will now proceed in your assigned order to the dais. Hossein Fani, Doctor of Philosophy. Matthew Acalusi, Doctor of Philosophy. Kyle Allen Rogers, Doctor of Philosophy. Matthew Gwathme, Doctor of Philosophy. Samane Madhavifa, Doctor of Philosophy.
We will now recognize alumni who completed their master's degrees in course. The recent master's graduates will be presented by Dr. Mullally.
The master's degrees of Arts, Business Administration, Computer Science, Education, Engineering, Forest Engineering, and Science in Engineering. Master's alumni will remain seated during the supplication. Ignissime praeses amplissime cancellare supplicant senatui et huic venerabili collegio gubernatorum hi alumni in facultate artium, in facultate administrationes rerum negotiosarum, in facultate rerum computadarum, in facultate educationis, in facultate ingeniaria, in facultate silviculturae et rerum naturalium curandarum. Quorum nomina et studia iam rite cognita sunt et promulgate ut declarantur admissi ad proprium magisteri gradum in sua prisce facultate.
Placetne vobis senatores, placetne gubernatoris, et hus supplicatoris declanantur admissi.
The supplicants for the aforesaid master's degrees will stand for presentation and admission by the President. Ignissime praeses amplissime cancellari tota universitas presento vobis hosce supplicatores in supra facultatibus ut declarantur admissi ad proprium magisteri gradum in sua prisce facultate testorque illos quoad omnia quae statuta nostra requirent aptos et idiones esse.
Ego declare vos admittos al gradum magistri in Universitate Novo Brunswicki.
You will now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais. Chandini Askobahai Shindian, Master of Applied Cybersecurity. Marcus Lees, Master of Arts in Sport and Recreation Studies. Bintu Bayong, Master of Arts. Orkan Mustafazadeh, Master of Arts. Christine Wark, Master of Arts. Serena MacArthur, Masters of Business Administration. Aaron McDevitt, Master of Business Administration. Gunjan Sanjay Kumbare, Master of Business Administration. Abdullah Noaman, Master of Business Administration. Nastaran Mahmudyar, Master of Computer Science. Sumit Pal Kaur, Master of Computer Science. Maria Vidya Kotnis, Master of Computer Science. Amy Ladavar, Master of Computer Science. Rupali Taluja, Master of Computer Science. Nancy Lee Ann Kingston, Master of Education. Erica Thibault, Master of Education. Shonda Marie Gallant, Master of Education. Amy Dawn Sisson, Master of Education. Victoria Lee Cosgrove, Master of Education. Pakinam El Alfi, Master of Education. Jamie Selwa, Master of Education. Leanne Kale Joe, Master of Education. Gina Kimberly Taylor, Master of Education. Monica Rosemarie Shaw, Master of Education. Shannon Waite, Master of Education. Hemant Gandapalli, Master of Engineering. Human Bagherzadeh, Master of Education. Sarath Vituri, Master of Education. Sharjeel Rahman, Master of Education, Engineering. Mai Zhen Chen, Master of Forest Engineering. Yujing Luo, Master of Forest Engineering. Nazreen Eshragi Ivari, Master of Science and Engineering. Rasheen Basiri, Master of Science and Engineering. Ian Lemoyne, Master of Science and Engineering.
Can you join me with a round of applause for all of those who earned their master's and PhD degrees? We will now proceed with the bachelor's graduates. Bachelor's will be presented by the University Orator, Judy Roy.
The bachelor degrees of Arts, Business Administration, Computer Science, Education, Philosophy, Recreation and Sports Studies, Science, Science in Engineering, Science in Forestry, and Science in Kinesiology. Bachelor graduates will remain seated for the supplication. In signissime praeses, amplissime cancellare, supplicans senitui et hui venerabili collegio gubernatorum hi alumni, in facultate artium, in facultate administratione, reum negotiatasarum, in facultate rerum computandarum, in facultate educationis, in collegium restaurationis, in facultate scientiae, in facultate angarieria, in facultate silviculturae et rerum naturalium curandarum, in facultate kinesiologiae. Quorum noma ac studia iam rite cognita sunt et promulgata, ut declaraturo ad missi ad proprium baccalorae gradum in sua quisque facultate.
Placetne vobis senatores, placetne gubernatoris, et hus supplicatoris declantentur admissi.
Placet. The supplicants for the bachelor's degrees will now stand for presentation by the orator and admission by the president. In signissime praeses amplissima cancellare tota universita presentio vobis hosce alumnos et supradictis facultatibus et declaratur admissi ad proprium baccalorae gradum in sua quisque facultate torci illos quoda omnia quae statua nostra recurreant aptos et indoneso esse.
Ego declare vos admissos ad gradum baccalaureae in Universitate Novo Brunswicki.
You will now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais for individual acceptance. The deans of the faculties will now present the bachelor's degrees. Bachelor of Arts, Kelsey Marie Benoit. Bailey Bulger. Maria Nazarin Felipe de Araro. Rachel Mayuk Rizdan. Anna Lynn Elise Vincent. Peter Fraser. Moya McDonald. Laurel Elizabeth McDonald. Christopher Nason. Sandarin Polen. Bachelor of Business Administration, Hannah La Rochelle. Joshua DeKenney. Barbara Jean McGinnis. Bodra Alum Fouad. April Maleo Riza. Hugh Charles Watson. Bachelor of Computer Science, Robert Wayne Boucher. Bachelor of Education, Samantha Angela Godin. Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science, Maryse Isabelle Benoit. Bachelor of Philosophy, Peyton Yanuki. Kiara Giselle McPherson. Sydney Marie Morrison. Bachelor of Recreation and Sports Studies, Ryan George William Chabelle. Bachelor of Science, Julia Inman. Morgan Watanen. Moira McDonald. Cole Boucher. Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Fatima Safi Bagat. Jonathan Paul Fullerton. John Santos. Bachelor of Science, Environment and Natural Resources, Sarah Cusack. And Caitlin Harkwell. Bachelor of Science in Forestry, Dominic Anthony Galea. Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Janessa Swizi. Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering, Ty Alexander Shetty. And this concludes the granting of the bachelor's degrees.
Just terrific to see the bachelor's recipients of 2020 and 2021 to cross the stage. So congratulations to all of our alumni today for receiving their degrees in this way. We're deeply appreciative of your patience, and we're privileged to be able to celebrate you. It's now my great pleasure to invite Jill Jeffrey, President of UNB's Associate Alumni, to address our alumni. Jill?
Mr. Chancellor, Board Chair Tingley, Mr. President, family, friends, supporters, and graduates of 21-22. Good morning and congratulations. On behalf of more than the 95,000 UNB alumni living all over the world, it is my great pleasure today to be with you in person to officially welcome each of you to the UNB alumni family. UNB alumni are known as leaders in their communities, innovators in their workplaces, and change makers big and small. We are so proud to count you among us and are eager to see what you will do to help affect positive change in the world. Today, we've enlisted some help from a few members of the alumni family around the world to share a very special welcome message for you. I'd please direct your attention to the screens.
Remember all of the experiences that brought you to this extraordinary moment?
The new environments, new faces.
The long nights of studying, or not.
The quiet moments,
celebrations,
the doubts, challenges,
setbacks,
the wins,
traditions,
connections,
the accomplishments.
And now here you are, ready for your next adventure.
You are UNB alumni. Inspiring, innovative, creative, resourceful.
You will make a difference in your own ways, big and small. And we can't wait to see where your journey takes you. Your UNB connection does not end here.
You are a part of a worldwide community of fellow alumni who are there for you, who will support you along the way as mentors, colleagues, and friends.
Wherever you go, whatever path you choose to take,
no matter how many times your goal changes and how big you dream,
or how long it takes to find your passion, your career.
UNB is with you.
UNB is wherever you go and whatever you do.
You are students for a short time,
but you are alumni for life.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates.
Welcome,
welcome.
Welcome to the alumni family.
In 2000, the UNB Associated Alumni introduced a new UNB tradition, the presentation of alumni pins to our new graduates. We hope it'll carry the individual memories of a life-changing experience at UNB and serve as a reminder when you combine an ambitious goal and a personal dedication, you can attain anything. Maybe more importantly, the pin is a symbol that you were, are, and always will be part of our UNB family. We hope you wear your pin with pride. We know you left UNB with more knowledge, a greater sense of community, and the potential to make significant difference. We know that you are now making your own mark on the world, and there's nothing more than we enjoy than hearing stories from our alumni all over the world. So please continue to stay connected with us. Congratulations on a job well done, and once again, welcome to the UNB alumni family. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jill, for those words to our alumni. I just want to echo that and just recognize that we know that finishing your studies over these last couple of years and graduating in the midst of a pandemic is not necessarily something you signed up for, but it's obviously a very challenging period, and becoming our newest alumni in a pandemic is obviously something you didn't expect from the beginning. We know that everyone had to adapt very quickly to a new way of learning and living and to a new way of interacting with your peers, your instructors, and indeed for some of you, for new professions and new jobs and new colleagues at work that you might be working with in an online format. So we recognize this is quite idiosyncratic. And we know that this is not necessarily something you had planned for, but this is something that you've had to adapt to and work through. So either way, I know that these last couple of years have required a great deal of sacrifice, careful planning, consideration, and obviously some creativity on everyone's behalf to work through it in ways that show persistence, consistency, humanity, adaptability, resilience, etc. It is my hope that despite the challenges that we've experienced, that your time at UNB helped you in some way and to work through this together with your UNB community. And in some ways, this will help you navigate the challenges ahead in your career. And we know that the world that we still experience is still not necessarily back to the world we knew 2.5 years ago. And I know there will be some challenges ahead, and I encourage you to embrace these moments of challenge and discomfort and keep learning through them, keep applying your innovation and your adaptability, and welcome opportunities to respond to these challenges in ways that demonstrate your leadership, your tenacity, your resilience. I know that your path might diverge in future, and many of you will experience different professions, different jobs, different opportunities. And we know that what you've planned for the last couple of years might look very different in the future, and that's part of the journey ahead for all of our alumni and our graduates, that the skills and experience you picked up here and over the last couple of years will serve you well, but you'll be able to move forward and do amazing things into the future. So let me sum up by saying, on behalf of the Chancellor of UNB, our Board of Governors, the Senate, and our faculty and staff, I want to extend to all of you today who had a chance to walk across the stage, our newest alumni, the most sincere congratulations on your achievements and our very best wishes for your future. So again, congratulations. I've got a few people just to thank before we close this ceremony. Lots of planning go into the in-person events, and as you know, we've been wanting to do this previously, but we're unable to, and we've been able to do it this year. So I want to particularly thank the St. John String Quartet for providing the music for the ceremony to honor you, our alumni. And there's literally dozens and dozens of people that I can't name, but who made the arrangements for the ceremony possible, and I want to just extend a warm thank you to them. At the conclusion of our ceremony, alumni are invited to join with the UNB Associate Alumni for faculty open houses as part of a reunion weekend. You'll see lots of alumni on the campuses today, and I encourage you to attend some of the faculty events. There you have an opportunity to connect with faculty and staff and maybe bump into your faculty dean. Before we conclude today's ceremony, I want to invite you to view a pre-recorded video by UNB alumni Alex Landine, who will close out this ceremony with a beautiful rendition of O Canada. So can I ask you to please rise if you're able to, remain in your places until the academic procession has retired. Alex?
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.